Well, I loaded Cities Skylines on the new laptop today, and I'm quite surprised that when I looked at the load game menu after getting it all set up, that everything that I had saved in the previous city had loaded on a different computer. Looks like we have some issues here though. Power and water. Not really sure what's going on here, but a big section without water. We don't have enough water available. Oh. This is interesting. None of the water pumping stations loaded. Let's see here. It's really weird. So we'll connect these up. Snap point. Point. Connect, 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 connect. These are going to need power. Let's just get out of this view and see what else might be the problem here. Water's good, sewage treatment is horrible. Oh. I know what happened. Never mind. Let's get out of here. Quit game. To main menu. Well, I had about enough of that. I'm not going to try to load an old city I played months ago. So we're going to check the mods, and we're going to have 81 tiles on, but we're going to turn off unlimited money, limited ore, unlimited soil, and unlock all. The only reason I'm putting on the 81 tiles is because by default the game is much too small if you want to play this out for a little while. So I'm going to close this off. I'm going to load a new game, and I'm going to pick the flatlands because it is a very barren ground and you can dig ruts and make mountains as you please. And we're going to call this Boss's Most Boring City. Start. Now let's hope it loads. So I'm done messing around with old cities that won't load. Just about loaded. Good time for a dart. Well, there we go. We're going to come up with a whole bunch of messages, tutorials. Let's start building some roads. Well, I don't think people really want to walk this day and age, so goodbye. Let's see, we're given little speck of ground. Not much. So let's zoom in here and do as they say, build a road. 2-lane road. We'll just go out a bunch of blocks. We don't need guides. Let's get a view we can like. And let's check out the wind. Mostly by the river. Okay. Well, let's get some road right down to there. And we'll put a second road right in line. People off the freeway can do loop-de and bugger off. For now, we're going to give ourselves some space and go out. We need some houses. By the green bar, we need to put some housing in. So let's do that. I already know how to do that. We want to take the marquee and drag a block of houses. And with any city who wants to move in without some shops to work at, or some stores to shop at. You notice how I'm going in blocks of 4, because all of the good buildings will form in blocks of 4. Everything needs to be on an 8x8 grid or 12x12 grid if you want to maximize your density. Well, we got some houses. People are thirsty. So let's get a water tower here. Or water pumping station. One of these will last you a while. Put one up as close to the boundary as possible. It will only draw fresh water. Because you haven't built beyond the boundary, you haven't polluted this water, this pumping station will last for the foreseeable future. Next thing, people have to drop a deuce. And do you want that in your drinking water? No. So let's get a sewer water drain pipe. We'll put that in there. We're going to connect them up with a pipe. Click on the snap. Go straight over. Connect it. Most people want to have a fancy grid of all their plumbing pipes, but at the start of your city, what does it matter? Just get them connected. Take a main line up your center. You'll notice that that's beyond where your houses are. So start one back here, drag one in. Now your houses are connected to water and to sewer. We're all used to candlelight. You can go to the bathroom when the power's out, but you need water first. Second up, some power. First thing to start with, a wind turbine. They're cheap, they're noisy and obnoxious, but you plant it close to your water station, it will power your water station. Get a power line just from the blue edge. Skip your roads. And drag another line across your shoreline. I'm going to cross this freeway. I'll press page up a couple times, jack the lines up, get one right in the middle, right on the other side, jack the lines down, and put it into the blue blob. Water and sewer are powered. Meter says still have enough. Get a second line from your power plant straight up to the corner where the house is already developed. This way you are not putting a power line where you have houses zoned. It allows the power to spread and allows full-size buildings. Get out of this view. X. There we go. Now we have the start of a city. It isn't much. We got a whole measly 82 people. Population's growing. It still costs more money than I'm making to operate this place. So how else do you make tax revenue than by putting in more houses? So now we have a place for people to work, shop, and live. They have water and power. So next up, we just need more people. And the little bar says you need more residential, medium demand for residential. So we're just going to plop in a few more residential zones here. Not going to take it right to commercial. Commercial has a tendency to make noise. And you don't really need a lot of it in this game that I've found. Never really develops out too much and it creates too much traffic. People want to go to school, they want to enjoy parks, and they want to work. But they don't want to live next to the work, and they don't want to take forever to get there. So, let's see what happens here. We're still losing money. People aren't moving in yet very fast. Most cities are driven by industrial zones. So I'm going to zone a few more. And on the other side of, what's that? Morgan Street, we are going to put in some more. Excuse me. Industrial will grow based on how many people you have in your city, how much shops you have to buy their goods, and how easy it is for them to get to the main highway to ship their goods out of town. So in the end, eventually, this city is going to see this industrial more centralized around the freeway with the residential on the outskirts. But for the sake of getting the city started, I don't want the pollution to bother people. So we're still losing money. And those zones are filling up. So as I said before, we have a 4-zone gap. So we're going to drag our next road out so that we can capitalize on the zone squares and load this up. Eventually we'll have other land unlocked, but next to a freeway is where you're going to have your densest residential, your commercial, and your industrial all on their own interchanges. But for now, we don't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of road options or industry, so we just need to get this city started. And we need 900 people for districts. We want to get into industrial, we need 440. We're nowhere near there. It's a very slow game to get started. So we're going to pick up the pace a bit and see what happens. Just spam a bunch of residential in. We should probably do another subdivision across this way. Check, make sure we have water to everybody. And maybe we'll load this up. Industrial is taken off, so we're going to do another road here. I like to run my industrial with roads perpendicular to all the others to change how the truck traffic flows. Get a bit more in there. Put Only for the start of the city do I actually build on the main road in. And now we're making money. Industrial has water. The new zones have water. Apparently my map has a lot of water with the rain that's falling. It's kind of irritating, but there we go. So these zones out here don't have power, but I've zoned the whole block, so they will get power. You know what? Let's just save them the trouble. Quick power line, boom, done. Now they can't complain. People are moving in, money is increasing. At the beginning of the game, I realized that you don't need huge population growth. Once you have a large enough city, your finances pretty much look after themselves if you can control population growth. So just let it start. Let it do its thing. Let the rain finally stop. And looks like we could use a few more shops. People are bored. Oh, little hamlet. You've reached a population of 440. I can change taxes. I can take out a loan. I'm good at taking out loans, by the way. It's fun. Let someone else pay for everything. We have garbage, health care, and education. And schools. Well, what unique buildings do we have? None. No monuments, no achievements. Oh, we got a town. No, and they're complaining about power. What are we doing here? We are not making enough yet. First, easiest in the game, add more wind. Greta loves the wind power. I am not going to steal your childhood dreams. This is sensible game playing. This is the way it should be. I live in a city of about 90,000 people, and the only thing they can think of every year is to raise the taxes. And there's not much for us to do, which is a lot like this city. Some houses, 2 stores, and some mills. So let's get some more shops. They want to shop. They make too much money. And we'll put in some shops in between the residential and the industrial to control truck traffic. This will develop. And at this point, I'm going to take a pause and let this develop and continue to earn me some money to get back to where I started the game. Excuse me. Well, I'm back. I took a break. I didn't realize I paused the game, so nothing really happened. I checked on my other game. I have a Minecraft server and I play a survival world on there too. But I actually took a few minutes to review the video that I just recorded and realized I sound absolutely horrible and very dry. So I'm not sure if this is an extension to my first episode or if I'll make it my second one, but let's try a little better to make this more entertaining for people. So we left off, I was just starting a city. We have some good money coming in, we have some population growth, but now it's time to really make this thing boom a little bit. So we are going to build some roads and a little subdivision in here. I'm going to build it just back of the freeway. I like to build an intermediate road around my freeways usually, so I'm going to stay a little bit back from there, and I'm going to start right where this blue dot is and build a road straight out, because I can do that. I am the mayor. Haha. And we're going to do another one. Some people are sad and pouty, but I'm going to extend this road out a bit. And let's put some houses in. I'm going to load this right up. Because in order to get to anything else in the game, you need to kind of push it. I'm going to extend our water mains out on the grid. This is going to come straight, take this straight out first. Then I'm going to, this is where I said people build grids and it's boring, but water is boring. We want to see some neat buildings. We want to see some traffic jams. We want to fix the traffic jams, and we already have something starting right here. A couple little sedans. Hopefully one of those is a Prius because we don't want pollution in this city. Please let me know that that's a Prius with a big diesel pickup truck right behind it. Okay, so enough of that. Roads are in, subdivisions are in. What are they saying? There's a flood. Don't worry. Oh, whatever. Built too close to the river and it was raining the other day. It's just these few places on the edge. And my solar tower. Let's actually move that. Just put it up right there. Good, done. Zero issue. They want to remove their trash. Well, we only have one road in, one road out, and we decided this is going to be the main road for the industrial, so let's extend it out. Straight lines, I know it's boring, but all cities started on a grid. And we need garbage, so we'll go to the garbage and industry, pick ourselves up a dump, and place it way out here at the end of the road. This is only temporary. Eventually we're going to have recycling centers that turn stuff into plastics so that we don't have to have the Norwegian girl upset with us. And there they go, picking up trash. We'll just take a quick look at the trash levels in the city. And the roads are green, so we have good access. This is one way off the freeway. I'm not going to supply garbage to other towns. We need to look after our own. We should probably do a crossroads here, just to help traffic flow. Plunk. That should help alleviate some issues. And because we're too small to have to deal with any traffic lights, we still don't have any. That's good. Always a good idea to check your traffic lights and your stop signs, especially when you upgrade or add roads. So industrial is starting to pick up demand here, so let's get some zones in here. We're just going to load this up. Flop another road in. Like I said, industrial will grow depending on how many people are around. So don't worry about having too much. Some people say, oh, you won't get proper development, you'll get low grade buildings. But some buildings are better than no buildings, aren't they? They generate tax dollars, and we're still in the green here. So we got some roads, we got a dump, we've got industry. I think they need water. So I'm going to take this off the main line on the roads. Notice how I don't take off where it runs under the river. That's an independent line to distribute between subdivisions as we expand our city. And it's nighttime. We'll check our power. We are still about 20% ahead, 25% ahead. Water, we have more than enough water. So These people are irritating. I don't want to read their messages, so we're going to, that wasn't the right button. Hit escape. There we go. Maybe there's an option for it. Gameplay. No. MISC. No. Graphics. No. It's all cranked right up. This computer I have is ridiculous. Yeah, whatever. We'll just X them off. They'll stop eventually. Tweety Bird. I really like having it show the day-night view. It's kind of sharp to look at the lights on the streets. When you build your city enough, the roads have different streetlight colors depending on the density of the road and how many lanes it is. And it can look actually really sharp. So I'm pretty sure most of you don't want to sit here and watch this thing grow. So we're going to put a few more zones in. Commercial. And I know I broke my rule about having it too close, but kind of was in a hurry. So we're going to do a block along here. 4, 6, 7, 8. That's 10 overall, so I'm going to add 2 more to make up for the 2 block lane widths road. Let this sit here. Commercial's going to grow. Now you can build a whole bunch, or you can sit and just let it play. And you can do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take a break for a moment and be right back. So I took a break and had a dart, had a drink. We're over 1,000 people. It told us we had new people, some new unlocks. I didn't catch that on video, I'm sorry. But apparently I come back to my game and some people are pretty disappointed in me. We have a lack of power. These people have some issues. Let's see what they have to say. Not enough workers. Well, this is told by the extremely high demand in residential, and that is my fault. I left my city alone and let it play for itself, and you can't just let it go. What does it say? Oh, I must have unlocked something. A recycling center. We can't afford a recycling center yet. We're only making $1,600. First off is we have a power issue. My generator, earlier I said it was a solar. I was mistaken. It is actually a wind turbine. And for this game, they are cheap. So you have the option to put them anywhere you have power lines, essentially. So as long as it's a dark blue indicating a high wind, your solar will produce better. You notice how there it says 8 megawatts. Back here it's 4, 5, 5. That red ring, that's the sound they create. So let's just get it over here. Out of the way. We have some problems to fix. It's the way the city goes. We don't have enough sewer disposal. That's because there was a power shortage. Now that we have power over here close to our sewer and our water, we should have those problems fixed in a moment here. And there they disappeared. Next problem up. We see a lot of guys looking for employees. Well, we need more houses. Again, this house, this house, this house. They just don't have enough people in them. These people are like worried because they're being robbed. So what do we do first? Do we put people in or do we put houses in? Let's get some houses in. Houses generate tax dollars that pay for the police. Now here we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 back. Let's do about the same thing. 4, 7, 8, 14. Load this up. Let's start our notch back. Densify in here. Let's load this right up. Bunch of houses. People need some water. We're going to go right up the main drag. Right up the center. That picks up the entire lot. New houses, new people, new money. Now let's give them a police department. Police and crime. Place your police department smart. Don't put it right on your main drag because you are going to upgrade this later on. And it will get clustered up with traffic. So I suggest putting it at least one block back from the main road. It's going to bulldoze that house. Let's make this easier so you can see. Police department, one back. If you click on your crime, you see your radius of your police departments. You've got green coverage everywhere now. Traffic isn't impeding it. It has its own road to get out. Unfortunately, in this game, traffic will leave a building and go down the road and turn around and go all the way back. That slows it down. So let's create a loop back here. Center street. Why not? Straight across. Straight across. Look at that. It lined up. We have a cross intersection forming our first city block. We have a commercial center here we can do. We got some industrial. These guys have all abandoned because they didn't have enough workers. I'll bulldoze the crap out of them. Bulldozing stuff is fun. They will redevelop. They'll actually redevelop on their own, but let's just speed things up a notch to make use of that land. Crime is still an issue. Speed is on slow. Let's speed it up. It will correct itself in time. It will not happen right away. And don't worry about it. Place them, they will come. We have a demand for some commercial. Let's fill in this central block. Commercial. Stores. People want to shop. Let's get some more industry over here. Those stores will complain they don't have enough goods. And you'll notice I change my angle of the camera all the time. And that's done by clicking the roller of my mouse. But it really does make things easier. You can see what's going on. You can get a line. Because I don't know how many of you used to play SimCity back in the day for the Super Nintendo, and you always had that view. And the horrible music. And I'm going to play the music in this game because it's peaceful. So as long as it doesn't sound like SimCity, I am content. We now have the start of our city. We are 1,200 people. We are making money. So we need some people. Municipal health care. Yeah, get over it. One thing at a time. I don't read these messages too often. They don't mean anything. They're actually irritating. I wait for the little symbols. Oh, water. Just like that. And it is time to elaborate on the water. Water's best done straight over top, where you can go out and keep the grid lines. We need more people. Block this in. I'm pretty sure that the last upgrade had schools. So this is an upgrade I say is worth doing before they comment. Is education. Put yourself a school in a center that is going to be your biggest residential district. It'll become overpopulated, but at least the people that go to that school will be educated and will increase the happiness of the surrounding neighborhood and actually the level that your buildings get to. Get out of here. Stupid message thing. And we're back at night mode again. Still complaining about needing workers. So that is the game in a nutshell to get started. I must be off with my angles a bit. Put this up, put some roads in. Now I don't really create a subdivision this whole big right away, just because it will develop too fast and your land value will be low. Just bits and pieces. Oh, industry areas, landscaping, park policies, event policies, whole bunch new stuff. A smoking ban. I will probably not do that in my city just because I'm not going to tell people what they can do. We want this to be a fun, boring city. But they still need drinking water. Good coverage. Let's create a road. More residential. See how I built the school there? It's kind of in the center of all this. And we're back to the power thing again. We are almost at that point where we need a new power plant. So let's make sure that our trucks for power are going into our city at a different spot. These are random roads, sorry. I'm going to put a power plant right here on the corner right by the freeway. I'm going to screw up traffic here for power plant traffic. We will connect some power lines to the power plant. And this is a coal power plant. It pollutes, it's gross, it's nasty. And now we're way above. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and turn them off. Temporarily. Eventually we're going to unlock a fancy solar power plant that is absolutely incredible. It's called the solar collector. Solar updraft tower. We'll eventually get there. This thing produces enough power for a city of 40,000 people. So we just have to suck it up. Still making money, still growing population, still in the green. And still needing more residents. So let's get another subdivision happening. We are covered. High demand for residential. I don't like to zone residential until they start to develop. Check the water, we're still good. Education. We are below capacity for our single school. A lot of people are still uneducated. You zoom out, you can see there's a lot of red. This doesn't happen overnight. This takes a bit of time. So that just runs its course. Get out of here. Again, more shops are wanted. So we have a school and a police. Fire is the next thing. Industry creates a lot of fire. Same thing with the roads. Stay back a bit. Fire department makes people happy. Still in the green. And a health center. We will put one right there. This is a building that's going to get moved. Still too early to worry about industries. We're almost 2,000 people. And I think when we hit 2,000 people, I'm going to call it a night. So these poor people. Goodbye. Let's give them a small playground. You'll notice how the small playground has a green ring around it. That shows the area of influence for how it's going to boost land values. Boosted land values equal happier residents and more tax dollars. And that's going to miss that road, so we'll put it right there. They're all happy. And helps their leisure. Blah, 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 blah. We'll get a plaza with trees over here too. These are the smallest ones out there. Really easy to place. Really good to have next to a interchange. One back though. And again, most of these houses are changing colors. So if we were to go to this and check out the land value, you would see that it's starting to get a bit darker. So the land value is slowly increasing as we go. Land value equals taxes. One last thing, we're going to check the dump. We're not close to full. Power. Well, I should probably turn on one of those solar things again. Oh, sorry, wind things. We're up. 48. Still making money. Still making money. As the land develops, this is going to increase the usage. So for undeveloped land that you've just zoned, make sure you have enough power for what's going to come, especially if you're going to sit here and watch it play. Check the water. Water's still good. Garbage is good. Healthcare is good. Average health will improve. We're late. Fire hazard still a little high. We have the industry, and that's going to skew it because there's more industry than there is commercial or really residential. Police are still going all right. Education is starting to get pushed. I don't worry about this too much. I'm over capacity on my schools, but you go to the high school, 175 eligible. You want to build one? That's student capacity of 1,000. Is it worth $560 a week to get to high school? Not yet. I would say build a second elementary school. And since this seems to be the way we're densifying, I'm going to build it over here. One away from a main road. Exit this. Check out our education. See, these guys are suffering over here. We could probably use a crossroad. This will help. Probably going to regret it. But I bet you it helped a little bit. This is our little worker community. It will not exist for too much longer. We're still not quite at 2,000. More houses, more shops. All right. I really do like these pre-made interchanges. You can take roads down underneath and back up the other side easily. For now, we're going to stick to this side of the freeway. Now they've all leveled out, so we're starting to see some growth. Wow, I nailed that almost perfectly with the dump. Good, covered. And I'm low on money. So we do need to let this sit here and flourish for a little bit. So I'm going to close off this thingy. Notice how we're at almost 2,000 people. The houses that just developed are starting to fill up. And there we are. Come on. Anyways, that's about enough for me tonight. Lots of houses. Demand for some shops. They still haven't developed in here yet. Maybe they need power. No, they can get it. So I'm going to say that it's time to shut this off, and we'll see what we can make happen tomorrow. Good night.